Hey everybody. So I hope I find you in good form now. So I hope you're having a nice moment. Instead of saying I hope you're having a nice day, I'll say I hope you're having a nice moment. And this video I'd like to start it's about processing, how we can, the importance of being present, of course, in the moment, but also the importance of learning from the past, and that includes, like, let's say just a few minutes ago, or else just a little bit earlier on in the day. It's one of the things that's most important in life is to be without baggage and to learn from the past. One way to be without baggage is to express ourselves and not to be holding on to things, to forgive and to let out hurt or pains that happened in us in the past, or to let out anger also. Processing. Somebody asked me about ways to process. Processing involves understanding why we or other people did things or didn't do things, or why we or other people said certain things or even didn't say things. It's really important to know how to process and to fully process events in our life, because otherwise they're unresolved and they're lingering and they're like a blanket over us to some degree. They're weighing us down a little bit, and we're left in a semi-state of confusion and not understanding. Processing. Why? Why? Why is the biggest question here. We want to ask ourselves in naked truthfulness. Why? 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 And just find out what comes up. Like, see what comes up within us. Like, why? Why did we do that? Why did that happen? So, part of processing is to be aware and conscious in the present moment, and to know that thoughts, what we see, and our thoughts and emotions are only aspects of the present moment, and we are the underlying witnessing presence, the consciousness that's aware of anything that we are aware of. So sit still, be quiet is the most easiest time to process when you're less distracted by life. But obviously we will still be processing things if, let's say, we're in work or maybe in school or traveling somewhere. So the important thing is not to get lost in our thoughts and pulled and controlled by our thoughts. We want to sit still in the mind within us as our center. Sit as the center of awareness. Okay? And be also aware at the same time of other things. So it's not just being lost in our mind. We see a flower, different color flower, and we feel the wind, whatever. So part of processing is seeing reasons why we did things in our life, the way we behaved. If we were upset or angry, we want to ask ourselves why. And it might be, it's because I was afraid of losing that person, or I was afraid that they did this, or it's because I just assumed that they were doing this to me, or I assumed this or that. And again, that's jumping to conclusions and assumptions about people. A lot of stuff that we do is based on fear. So again, it's about awareness and about understanding, and we want to see our own fears, our conditioning and programming, to see our identifications with things. For example, when we lose consciousness and we're lost in thoughts, we become unconscious, like sort of robots, just like chemical reaction automatically acting out. And you can see this in other people too. So when we get identified with our thoughts, it's another way of saying we are often identified with our opinions. We're very heavy and forceful, and we need to defend our opinions, or we need to be right. The opposite of this is to sit still inside at the center of your core as the silent consciousness and just be aware of everything or anything. Just be aware, and it's okay. Then you'll see that being right or being wrong isn't excessively important, but instead you're not in the past or the future trying to be right or looking over being wrong. Let's say you had a little blup with somebody. You can just be here now as the center of your being and just see how exactly important is it. So yeah, you can go over the little thing that happened, being aware of the present moment, and just figure out, do you want this to happen again, or what might you do the next time if a similar situation happened. So now you're growing in wisdom. You're realizing maybe if you or they became unconscious and identified and lost in thoughts and lost in emotions too, of course. So you're noticing this within yourself, so in the future you can be much more aware. Part of this is knowing what you want to create in the future, because the future always unfolds now. It's always a now moment. But as we grow in wisdom, you can shape and create your relationships much more the way you want to. And you can spend time doing the things you like more and talking about the things you like more. So you don't have to be sucked into opinions and thoughts and emotions, and then a whole argument plays out or a whole discussion plays out. Ask yourself, do you really want to have a discussion for 10, 20, 30 minutes about what's the best diet? Is it this diet or that diet? And you're trying to be right or whatever. It could be anything, whatever you think. So conscious choosing of how you spend your time, who you talk to, and what you talk about. So processing is done to help you have a nicer future, so to speak, to help you enjoy the present moment more, and to live more aware in the present moment, where you get to see stuff and like things. Hey, little pussycat. So you get to see the nice things in the moment. But you also get to dip more into that place, we could call it the sky. It's the underlying consciousness that's always there, the witnessing presence. So like seeing a cat is like a cloud, or seeing anything is like a cloud, or internally emotion or thought is like a cloud, and it's just happening, floating by on the sea of consciousness that you are, the sky. So it's just a cloud in the sky, but while the clouds change, the emotions, thoughts and things change. The sky is always there, and that's you as the witnessing presence, or the watcher, the silent watcher. So processing really involves being honest with ourselves and asking ourselves why, and asking ourselves questions, and what would we like in the future? What would we like to do if a similar situation happens again? Wisdom, awareness and understanding. So, part of processing is processing things emotionally. So this involves being present again in the present moment, being here, not elsewhere in your thoughts, not lost, but being present. You can still think about the past and the future, but you're present still in the moment. You're still aware of that you're thinking and you're processing. So what's going to happen is you're going to feel emotions from what just happened a few minutes ago, or an hour ago, or a day ago. You know what? It could be what happened 5 years ago. It could be with somebody who passed on, and it could be with somebody who left you out of your life, an old partner, or your mum or your dad. With these people, it's really good to have a conversation with them. Bring it up, because at the time you may have not been able to process or express yourself fully. So you have hidden stuff that's undealt with. So you want to bring it up. So you want to remember what happened in the past, and feel the emotions. And maybe you want to cry, or maybe you feel angry, upset, sad, lonely. Could be something from your childhood that's sad. And this is actually very good, because when you bring it up, then you can feel it and you can let it out. So if you were lonely in school, for example, you can feel it and then you can cry and you're letting it out. Whereas at the time you may have bottled it up too much and not expressed yourself. So it's always good to revisit past relationships or past events that you feel you haven't fully healed from or processed, and process it now consciously. Yeah, process it now consciously. And then you'll notice you're going to become so much more free and happier in life, much more light, much more free and happy and light. Definitely. So it's really, really important to do that. It's really, really important to process past relationships and events. You don't want to have any hidden hurts or angers inside of you. So you can take a nice breath now and just become aware now. The sea of consciousness you are, the sky. And I fully really encourage you to start revisiting any relationships where you feel there's somebody in the past hurt you, or in the past where you were really sad or lonely, and just see and look back. And when you can look back and you don't feel any particular hurt or pain or regret or resentment or anger, you've so much healed then. This is the way I feel now personally, so we can all do this more, no baggage. So it's a good journey. It's okay that if you have a lot to go or some to go, look back and send people blessings and understand past relationships where you may have gone wrong, so to speak, as well. And always just process why. Process things emotionally, so let things out of you. Consciously express yourself in the moment. That's where crying is very, very good for your or vigorous physical activity. If the energy is of anger or irritation or then you might want to punch a pillow or punch a pillow or the bed or something. So that's very helpful to do that. It's a nice little kitty cat over there. It's a nice kitty cat. Yeah. So I think I might leave the video at that. So I just totally encourage you to go over your past, especially any point in your past, and learn to release any hurts and pains within you, or any bad feelings towards people. Release them too, and release the sadness, everything. And then it's so much easier to live in the present moment the way I do, because there's no reason. You're not being bogged down in the past anymore. There's nothing you have to resolve there particularly. And then you can just be much more like a free child in the moment now. And very much the way I live is just you get to enjoy the stuff in the now, like it's new and fresh and playful, because there's nothing bogging you down. But if there was stuff bogging me down, I'd be kind of happy enough to deal with that too, because that's what I already did do anyway, and more or less fully enough as I can be aware of at the moment. It's always good, just if you have a little bit of spare time, to revisit a past, somebody in your family or relationship or whatever, and just to heal. And then you can live now freely and enjoy life so much more, and have so much more peace and enjoyment in your life. And you can be there as a healed human being, where you can be of more help and assistance to other people too, because you have all of your power, because you're not being bogged down by suppressed emotions and unprocessed relationships. So because of that, you're free, and you have the energy and the lightness and the ability, the power or the wisdom and the understanding to live your life with a with lightness, and also live your life with a passionate purpose of helping other people too, because you're able to. So thanks for watching, and I hope this video helped. A little bit of a roller coaster there at some parts, and Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helped. And please do share it on with any of your family or friends who you think it could help. You could watch it with your son or your daughter. You could watch it with your mum or your dad, or you could watch it or share it onto them, or watch it with your children. Some people watch the videos with the children, my videos with the children, which is so lovely. Really, really love to hear that. Tatiana springs to mind, and also Tohi Rains with their daughter and granddaughter, or even with your friends, and just share the good stuff in life, and keep living in gratitude, looking after your physical health because it's so important. And just being conscious now, and enjoying the journey, the process. It's okay. It's a process. We're all getting there slowly, and it's all okay. And just remember, you're very much loved and cared for by your angels and guardian angels and soul family, and you're precious and loved and special, and so is everybody. So always have that open heart towards everybody. Everyone is loved very much so and precious by their angels and soul family. So never underestimate how beautiful people are. We're all souls. We're not the physical body, and just keep bearing that in mind. It's very important to bear that in mind. So it's really bad to, in my little opinion here, it's so to speak, it's so-called bad to forget how precious people are, because it closes your heart towards people, and just remember how loved people are, and they're part of a family. So yeah, it's true. I'll see you again another time. Okay, thanks, bye.